So functional is anything which is decreasing your accommodation. Treatment, either spectacles, contact lenses, or refractive surgeries. We'll discuss them at the end of the lecture in detail, so just go through them. Okay, the second most common refractive error is myopia, that is refractive condition of the eye in which accommodation at rest is focused at a point which is interior to the retina. That means your axial length of the eye is too big, so the light coming from infinity are focused in front of the retina, not on the retina. So this is the ray diagram of your retina. You can see the F2 is in front of your retina. So it is the most common visually significant refractive error, and 25% of Caucasians and 13% of African Americans, so in total around 37%, which is slightly less than your hypermetropia. Classification, again, it's divided into three forms: simple, pathological, and functional. So simple is again axial, your axial length is too big, your refractive system is too strong for that axial length, so it's going to result in refractive myopia. Again, refractive myopia is divided into two, either curvature or index. So these are the opposite of hypermetropia. Pathological axial length, if it's too big, whatever the reason may be, common example is ophthalmos. Curvature, keratoconus, keratoglobus, spheriophakia. Index is again cataract and hyperglycemia. So functional opposite, that was paralysis. This one is spasm of accommodation. So clinical features of myopia, they can be divided into mild, moderate, or severe, depending on your grading of myopia. Mild cases are usually symptomatic and late onset of presbyopia. Moderate cases result in eye strain, frontal headaches, fatigue, early tiring, and basically the patients know that they have some vision problems. So severe problems, of course, if your myopia is more than 6 diopter, that is severe. So it's going to result in severely decreased vision, exotropia, paralysis of accommodation, and the patient is going to keep his work too close to his eyes to see better. Treatment, again, the same treatment for both spectacles, contact lenses, and refractive surgery. So since myopia is the most clinically significant refractive error, many clinical procedures are done commonly. Radical keratectomy, it's no longer done, but it was used to be. PRK, LASIK, and clear lens extraction implantation for severe myopia. Astigmatism. So in this condition, the rays are not focused on the retina because of unequal refraction. That means they are scattered all over. They can be focused behind the retina, in front of the retina, or anywhere. Astigmatism is most commonly caused by unequal curvature of refractive surgery, either the cornea or the lens. So there is no clear foci. Two foci are formed commonly. They are separate from each other, but they are not focused on a single place. So incidence is 95% of the population, 1 degree 10 to 20%, and more than 2 degrees 3 to 10%. Acquired is 25 to 30%. The incidence has decreased for acquired after the emergence of phacoemulsification and foldable lenses. So classification is regular, oblique, irregular. Regular is most common type of it. Principal meridians are 90-degree apart from each other. This type of astigmatism is easily correctable with cylindrical lenses. So it can be with the rule or against the rule. With the rule is when your vertical meridian is steeper, and against the rule is when your horizontal meridian is steeper. So regular myopia, astigmatism can be simple myopic. That is one foci is on the retina and other one is behind, in front of the retina. It can be simple hyperopic. That is one is on the retina and the other one is behind it. Or it can be compound. That is both foci are in front of the retina. It can be compound hyperopic. That is both are behind the retina. Mixed one is when one is in front and one is behind. That is hyperopic as well as myopic. So etiology, corneal lenticular. That is anything to do with cornea. Any scar, degenerations, refractive surgery can result in deformation of corneal curvature and result in astigmatism. Or any lens pathology, that is lenticonus or subluxation of lens. So treatment, again, same treatment for all three diseases, that is spectacles, contact lenses, or refractive surgery. So these are just recent advances. Most recent advances are in the laser department for correction of your refractive errors. So many refractive lasers are available. Most common which are done is just these three. So PRK, this is when laser beam is put on your cornea to just change the shape of that cornea so that your refractive error is reduced or eliminated. LASIK, that is laser assisted subepithelial keratometers, which is a small flap is created and then the laser is applied and the reshaped cornea is, the flap is replaced and your cornea is reshaped with the aid of your laser. So LASIK, that is laser in situ. It's just advanced form of LASIK. So the same procedure, your cornea is reshaped with the laser beam and that results in elimination of your refractive error. So there's another advanced for LASIK, that is femtolasic. Phakic IOLs are also available, as you can see in the picture. Your IOL is placed in front so that whatever your number is, instead of wearing it on the eye, it's just placed inside your eye. Intra-ring segments are also available for astigmatism. Lens implantation for astigmatism, myopia, hypermetropia, everything. So just summarizing it, refractive errors are the most common type of pathology you see in ophthalmology. Three types are there: hypermetropia, myopia, astigmatism. All three types are treated in a similar manner. That is, either you give out spectacles, contact lenses, or refractive surgery. Nowadays, not many surgical procedures are done, but lasers are the popular choice. Since lasers are so popular, LASIK is the treatment that is the most popular of the LASIK lasers. So that is it. If you have any questions, you can just ask me in the chat box. No questions? So I'll start asking questions then. Okay, there's one. What are toric lenses used for? Toric lenses are used for correction of astigmatism. Since one meridian is different from the other, you can't give out a simple spectacle. So you have to give out toric lenses so that one meridian is different. That is what toric means. One meridian is different from the other one. Moise, I can't understand your question exactly. What kind of image? Without the glasses, it's scattering of your light rays coming. So that means that your image is not going to be clear. Like in myopia, if you put your thing in front of your eyes, you're able to see better. In hypermetropia, if you just distance your object from your eyes, you're able to see better. But in astigmatism, you won't be able to if you do that. Can you please explain the meridians? Okay, meridian means one is horizontal to make it simply, and one is vertical. They are usually 90 degrees to each other. They can be otherwise also, but let's keep it 90 for this discussion. So just light rays focusing on one meridian, either horizontal or vertical. That is it. Well, amblyopia is a different topic. Depends what type of amblyopia, what are the reasons for it, and if it's established or not. By established, I mean if it's correctable with glasses. If it is correctable with glasses, then that correction can be done with LASIK as well. It's LASIK and LASIK with an I and E. So LASIK was the previous formatted, LASIK is the latest one. In it, a smaller flap was created and laser was applied. Just modification of it, you can say. Yeah, Sidra, is it a question? I don't get it. Just write it again so that it's clear to me. Yeah, hopefully. So LASIK surgery is not done on all cases. Since it's the correction of your corneal curvature, so it's only advisable for people who have corneal pathology. Otherwise, if there is any thing to do with your lens, retina, anything else, LASIK is not advised. Why do you get your cylindrical number back? Because either your surgery left, your LASIK left some number, or your cornea is still growing. It's not properly formed. So in those cases, you do another laser with your LASIK to form adhesions in your cornea so that your number has stabilized. That another laser is known as corneal cross-linking. It's usually done for keratoconus, but it can also be done with your LASIK to make it more stabilized. No, as you said yourself, these are myths. Don't believe in myths. If there are no more questions, we can just stop here and meet again with a different topic. Mariam, the LASIK has a range for all hypermetropia, myopia, astigmatism. Different ranges for all, usually 11 to 14 diopters of myopia, 6 diopters of hypermetropia, and 5 to 6 diopters of astigmatism. That is what is able to correct. So many questions about LASIK and none about the actual refractive problems. Okay, so I'm stopping the meeting right now. This is all for today. Thank you for joining.
Okay, I enter the meeting. आपका ओके लग हेलो
जी
मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि आपका कंप्लीट हो गया लेक्चर
सॉरी मुझे जरा आवाज नहीं आ रही है
मैं ये कह रहा हूँ आपका लेक्चर कंप्लीट हो गया
जी जी बिल्कुल कंप्लीट हो गया मीटिंग आप स्टॉप कर सकते हैं
चलिए
ठीक है